extremist position. I've seen that personally. You know, once you start applying sanction, you empower the extreme hardliners. So I don't see that's the way.
Well, let's hear from Wes Clark, because Wes Clark, obviously your background is military, and you do, presumably, in your career, as you reflect on it, believe that there have been times when military solutions have been the right solutions. And you're sure as hell a believer in international multilateral organizations, because you headed up NATO for a while. So give me your reflections on where the Ukraine crisis has left your beliefs in both the rule of international law, but also in the efficacy of institutions such as NATO.
I've been a big believer in international law. I mentioned in the earlier panel that I knew we had finished off Milosevic when he was indicted under the International Criminal Tribunal. That's what really did it. And the problem is that what's happened in Ukraine has been a heavy blow against a system that's already under extraordinary pressure. Now, let's just start by, again, I'm not representing the U.S. government. I'm not on active duty. The U.S. government has not, it doesn't always understand. I'm sorry that we asked countries to excuse our soldiers from the International Criminal Court during the Iraq conflict. I'm sorry we're not members of the Law of the Sea Convention. I'm sorry we often don't pay our UN bills, and I'm sorry that our Congress doesn't believe that international law has any precedence over U.S. domestic law. Now, having said all that,
apart from all of that,
I hope when you all visit the United States, you'll help re-educate the American people. But we're facing a monumental challenge with the ascent of China. We built a whole structure that's sort of half-built and shaky and rickety, but it mostly works for commerce, and there have been a lot of peaceful resolutions of disputes, and there are fewer border challenges now. But we don't know where China comes down. We know that China doesn't think much of Western law. I'm sorry Ronnie's not up here, but there he is. He's going to make sure, because we used Western law to carve up China in the 19th century. So it did no favors to China. And they have their own interpretation of how the world should work. And the only way we're going to manage the peaceful ascent of China is if we work together in some kind of a stable international order. And that requires following the rules, and that is international law. And what Mr. Putin has done in Ukraine is very, very serious to that concept. You know, after World War I,